Skadoosh, and welcome back, ninjas. Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. War of the Spark spoilers are just continuously flowing on us, and we got some really powerful ones. I think almost too powerful, but definitely a lot of people have been waiting or anticipating or hoping, praying for something of this nature. Let's just get into them. So, this being Solar Blaze is a 4-drop, pretty decent card. It's a sorcery. It also is a rare. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Think about where this could fit in. I'm thinking off rip, any deck that if you're running a deck, just make it all creatures which have toughness greater than their power. And then guess what? It's a sweeper continuously just for your opponent. Because if every creature in your deck, its toughness is more powerful, none of your creatures are going to die. You might have a 4/5 out, but it's just going to become, just for until end of turn, a 4/1, because it's going to take 4 damage to the face. But each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Very, very cool. I do like that card. I can definitely see myself making a deck around this just to be like, we'll see you later. You know, it's like a nice little board wipe. Really cool. Solar Blaze, not bad. It is a sorcery, though. Kasmina's Transmutation is a deuce drop. Yes, there is a new Planeswalker we're going to get to in just a bit, and her name is Kasmina. Is it Kasamina? I almost feel like it should be a Kasamina. Whatever. It's Kasmina's Transmutation. This card is an enchantment aura. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and has base power and toughness 1/1. I like it. I wanted something like this. It's cheap. It's also an enchantment aura. I like that also. It could fit in some nice little builds. But enchanted creature loses all abilities and has base power toughness 1/1. You're basically just saying you're now worthless. I mean, almost. A 1/1 mid-late game, let's face facts, a 1/1 doesn't really do much. Even early game, a 1/1 is really nothing, you know. But the fact that this can just take any creature, as long as it doesn't have hexproof, and just make it into something tiny, that's pretty sweet. I do like it. Here we go. Boros Commander players rejoice! Hooray! Yes, for real though. A lot of people are really excited about this, and for darn good reasons. Meet the new commander everyone and their mom is going to be running. Feather the Redeemed. 3-drop, 1 red and 2 white. Get a load of this. Legendary creature angel. This thing is beautiful. It really is. Flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. They're speaking about the instant and sorcery spell, not the creature. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. This is busted, man. You know why it's so busted? And also, look, it's a 3/4. You can even throw that other card we just went over in the deck with this. Just saying. What makes this so busted? Not busted, but no, really. It's a really powerful card. It's almost teetering on the borderline of busted. Everyone's going to want a copy of this. What it does is basically it takes, now I'm not saying Revitalize is a bad spell, but it takes spells that usually you don't think much about, you know, or consider too much. Now, Revitalize is great because you gain 3 life, draw a card. It's pretty powerful in the current meta because a lot of burn decks, you know, this can keep you going and you're, you know, shuffling through your deck, you know, you're kind of fixing up to find something you need. Crash Through, it's a 1-drop. Creatures you control gain trample until end of turn. You get to draw a card. What makes this so cool is you can continuously do that now. Every turn, your creatures are going to gain trample until end of turn, and you get to draw a card. In the color red and like white, these don't always have the best draw abilities, you know, like I mean, there is some pretty good stuff in the meta right now, but they're not just geared around that. Like blue, when you think of drawing cards, you think of blue. Blue has a sick amount of draw cards, you know, for 3, draw 2 cards. That's just insane. But again, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card. You're exiling that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. That instant or sorcery no longer just goes to the dumps, okay? It goes into exile. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. So at the beginning of the next end step, you get that card back again. Over the course of time, in 4 turns, you can draw a bunch of cards, and you know, and well, it doesn't really help so much with the creatures you control gain trample effect. It's a sorcery, you know, but you can continuously get this back in your hand and use it the next turn. You really can, actually. And then the following turn, you're going to draw a card and gain trample to end of turn. Pretty sweet. I'm just saying. I know I got a little redundant there, but very powerful. What else? Sun Forger. It's a 3-drop. This thing is silly. Silly. Go get some copies really quick while they're still hot. Before they get too hot. Artifact Equipment. Equipped creature gets +4/+0. For Deuce, unattached Sun Forger, search your library for a red or white instant card with converted mana cost 4 or less, and cast that card without paying its mana cost and shuffle your library. Yeah, you're going to want these if you are going to be running Boros in your Commander builds. I'm not going to get too much further into Commander. This is really about War of the Spark and Standard, but these are things that just had to be brought up and had to be mentioned. I could not overlook some cards. And again, there's a lot better, more powerful spells. I was just using these for example. They take all your bad spells and make them good. You know, that's basically what this Angel's going to do. Forced Landing is a Deuce drop. Put target creature with flying on the bottom of its owner's library. Great sideboard card. I mean, we already got stuff like Plummet, which just destroys it, but this thing puts it on the bottom of its library. Maybe. I don't even know if it's going to be in a lot of sideboards, but definitely if you are playing in limited, you know, you're sealed, you know, your draft or whatever the case may be, you get a Forced Landing, you might want to consider hanging on to it. You know, we do have a decent amount of flyers in this upcoming meta. Decent, not crazy. Eternal Skylord. Now, this thing I really, really like. Eternal Skylord is a 5-drop. A little steep, I understand. But this is going to be your bomb when it comes to your limited and sealed and draft events and all that stuff. It's really cool. Zombie Wizard. When Eternal Skylord enters the battlefield, a mass Deuce. One more time for anyone new. Put 2+1/+1 counters on an army you control. If you don't control one, create a 0/0 black zombie army creature token. First. Zombie tokens you control have flying. You're going to take all these little, you know, crawling, nothing, doing a whole lot of whatever things, you know, your dead zombies, and you're going to make them fly. You're going to give these suckers wings. How cool is that? It is 5. It's a little steep, but really, is it that steep? I mean, mid-late game, this sucker hits the field. You got like 3 of these Amass dudes, 4 of these Amass dudes out. They're all flying away, baby. Them sound effects department's expensive here. It is seriously really cool, man. I like this card. It's going to see some play. I don't know how much actually in like, you know, events and tournaments and whatnot, but it's strong. Watch out for it. Sunblade Angel is a 6-drop angel. It is uncommon. It has flying, first strike, vigilance, and lifelink. Wow, that is really powerful. They had to make it a 6-drop. At best, they could have made this a 5-drop and made it rare. But I mean, it's a lot to pay. But definitely in your sealed and whatnot, it's going to see some action. But being that it's a 6-drop, oh man, I wish it wasn't a 6-drop. Make it a 5-drop 3/3. Still, I don't know how much play it would see, but it's a pretty good card. Just all those abilities on it, man, it's insane. But again, it's 6 to cast. I mean, it's not something you're going to see competitive. I highly doubt you'll see this in competitive. Very cool angel though. Steady Aim. Watch yourselves. It's a Deuce drop. An instant. Untap target creature. It gets +1/+4 and gains reach until end of turn. I mean, you can maybe pop this in a wall deck or something, you know. Or you can just use it to really catch your opponent off guard. But it's just, I don't think it's going to be that great of a card. It's not going to see that much play. But it definitely can take something real weak sauce and make it into something real special. You know, 1/4, at least like give you that little fighting edge, you know, like a little combat trick. Like, no, I'm going to block this with this. You thought you were going to kill me, but too bad. You know, it's a nice little advantage in green. Not a bad card. Kasmina, Enigmatic Mentor. I like this. I like the artwork on her. She's got red hair. God, man, it's probably my sister. You never know. My sister is a blonde. It's a 4-drop. Legendary Planeswalker, Kasmina. Spells your opponent's cast that target a creature or planeswalker you control costs 2 more to cast. Did we just get a blue card that taxes mother truckers? I believe we did. And Kasmina Enigmatic Mentor. That's a mouthful. Say that 3 times fast. Enigmatic Mentor. That's actually not that hard, but you could probably do it. -2, create a 2/2 blue wizard creature token. Draw a card, then discard a card. I like it. I love it. I want some more of this Planeswalker. I hope to see more and more powerful Planeswalkers come from this lady, this beautiful enchantress here. She's not an enchantress, guys. But I think that's really, really cool. Very powerful. I like the taxing effects. This Planeswalker's going places, baby. Just wait for it. You think there would have been an edit there or something, but there's not. Turret Ogre is a 4-drop creature. Ogre Warrior. It's got reach. When Turret Ogre enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with power 4 or greater, Turret Ogre deals 2 damage to each opponent. It's a 4/3. Well, hot dogs, that is pretty decent. It's decent for red, but you're not going to see a whole lot of this card in play against. It's on a 3-body. It's a common. But I like that it has reach. That's going to come in handy, I believe, in your limited. Again, a lot of these cards you're seeing are limited, are going to see limited play. Absolutely. But really cool card. Decent. Nothing crazy. Challenger Troll. This one I think is fun. It's a 5-drop. Creature Troll. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. It's a 6/5. That's sweet. Stack your field, man. Build those decks. This will probably even see some commander play, I'm sure. It's a 6/5. You can't have a bunch of these little dweebs now blocking, your larger creatures. You can't have a chump block. Good. You chump blocked, he's gone. He ain't coming back. You can't just mass up and destroy something, even like with Trample or something, Really, you're going to cause some problems for your opponent. It's a fun card. It's going to see play. I'm sure it'll be maybe a one-of in some Stompy decks. I don't know. We'll see. Next up, Evolution Sage, comboed with Scape Shift. This is silly. It's a 3-drop Evolution Sage, creature, elf, druid. Whenever land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferates. 3 deuce. That's already pretty busted. All right, proliferate. Choose any number of permanents and or players, then give each another counter of each kind already there. Come on, man. That is powerful. They had to put this on a 2-body. I'm surprised it's not on a 1-body. Man, but this is going to be somebody. I'll tell you that. And then you combo it with like a Scape Shift, which is a 4-drop. Sacrifice any number of lands. Search your library for up to that many land cards. Put them out of the battlefield, tap, and shuffle your library. So all of a sudden, gate decks are probably running some crazy sauce like this. But all out of nowhere, boom! You sacrificed a bunch of your lands, but you bring them all back at one time. Now, let's say you just sacked 5 or 6 lands. Let's just say 6, okay? Now, all of a sudden, you can proliferate 6 times, because whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, proliferate. You're putting 6 counters on, or 6 plus 1 on every just splash 6 times over. That is ridiculous. I don't know. I'm crazy right now. I'm feeling crazy. This card is just stupid. It's going to be indexed. It's going to be played. It might break if you can't get rid of a Sage. You need to be very, very feared. You need to be scared. You need to be running, tucking, and hiding. I'm telling you right now. Really cool. Demolish is a new card. 4-drop. Destroy target artifact or land. Pretty basic, right to the point. But another one of these cards that destroys lands. Also could take out an artifact. Not bad. Aid of the Fallen is a deuce drop. Choose one or both. This is pretty powerful. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Or return target Planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. Choose one or both. It's a deuce drop. Wow. Talk about mid-late game strategies, man. You are really going to mess some people up. You got a creature heavy, a creature and a Planeswalker heavy build. This is going to be your go-to card to bring them suckers back, man. We are just raising the dead. I like it. I really like a lot of these cards. I want to know, what do you guys think is going to have the most impact in these ones you've seen? My guess is going to be that Angel. That Angel's looking really powerful. Even in Standard, that's going to really stir up some things. But Boros Commander players got what they were looking for. They were asking for it, and they finally got it. Good for you guys. I'm so happy. Wow. I can't wait for more spoilers. Skadoosh!